So I just got home from watching drama and wow, what an insane movie this was. This is going to be one of those films that spark massive discussions and honestly, I can't wait for the discourse to really get going with this one. It's gonna get real heated, I'ma tell you that. And just before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel, it truly helps out a lot. Thanks so much, and let's talk about the drama. Written and directed by Kristoffer Borgli, the drama follows an engaged couple whose relationship is put to an unexpected test a week before their wedding, exposing the seemingly perfect pair to some unexpected drama and crisis. It stars Robert Pattinson and Zendaya in the lead roles, as you already know, and to absolutely no one's surprise, they are both fantastic. Zendaya delivers a rather unconventional performance here, it's surprisingly subtle, which I really enjoyed from her, and instead of huge flashy scenes and acting exhibitions, she manages to convey this deep internal turmoil entirely through subtle looks and smirks. I was just really impressed by her performance here. Her chemistry with Robert Pattinson is absolutely fantastic too, just the opening scene alone is so beautifully unconventional and subversive, yet extremely realistic and convincing. Right from that moment, you know this prank is going to work. And Robert Pattinson himself, what a performance. It's just so nice to be reminded that this guy is our current Batman when he's just so great at playing such buffoons. Here, he delivers this vulnerable, weird, almost pathetic performance which is completely understandable given the situation he finds himself in, and even though it's mostly played for laughs in my opinion, there's no denying that it touches on something very real. This film heavily relies on one major reveal that is hinted at in the trailer, and I really have to praise the marketing campaign here. On one hand, it perfectly sells exactly what type of movie you're getting into, nailing the atmosphere, the vibe, and the tone, but at the same time, it absolutely refuses to give away what the core conflict actually is. And I gotta say, without spoiling anything, it is a huge swing. It's an absolutely insane reveal. It was something I didn't see coming at all, and when it hit, I couldn't believe it. I had a genuine reaction of pure shock mixed with intrigue and fear. Your experience with this film will heavily depend on how you react to that reveal and whether you're willing to play the game the movie has set up for you. But in that moment, I just locked in, smiled, and waited to see how the film would handle this new information. And it definitely didn't disappoint. The movie masterfully walks the thin line between absurd comedy and relentlessly heavy, intense situations. It seamlessly transitions between these modes, operating on multiple levels to show and comment on how we, as humans, react, how harshly we judge, how hypocritical we can be, and so on. It provides a fairly in-depth look into the incredible spectrum of human reaction to an unexpected event. On a technical level, the film is phenomenally executed. The whole movie has this grounded, realistic look, but there are these crazy manic visions constantly bleeding through the subconscious, which perfectly elevates the mood. It feels like something is constantly bubbling to the surface, reminding us that we don't have the full picture of our characters and that something is just inherently wrong, which is obviously what they were going for, and it absolutely works. I specifically have to highlight the editing. It's such a creative use of the medium, the way the editing shifts the characters' perspectives and sometimes completely flips the context is just brilliant. The very first scene, which by the way is excellent as I already mentioned, is a perfect example of this. It leads directly into another heavily edited sequence that effortlessly jumps between flashbacks and the present, and it's incredibly playful, fierce, and just flows so well. My only gripe with the editing comes down to the pacing. The movie loses its momentum a bit in certain places and some scenes go on for a little too long, but overall it's mostly minor stretches and nothing deal breaking. It's also very well shot, it's nothing crazy, most of the time it's just solid, well done craftsmanship, but during some of the more deranged sequences, the camera really lets loose, getting highly creative, dynamic, and just great. I also really like the set design. It has this very polished, luxurious feel, but again, it's so clean and almost too flawless that it gives you this uncanny valley feeling you just can't shake. Another crucial aspect is that this movie is absolutely hilarious. It is probably the funniest film of the year. I mean, thanks to the script, we are subjected to some truly batshit crazy situations, and I literally burst out laughing several times. It's genuinely incredibly funny stuff, and the DJ character is the GOAT, man. If you know, you know. And overall, the whole third act, everything just comes together beautifully. It's back-to-back extremely funny moments that will stay in my head for a long time. My biggest issue with this film, however, lies with the characters themselves. Even though they are phenomenally acted and fundamentally interesting, the film just doesn't go deep enough into their psychology in my opinion. I really needed the script to dig deeper there, because without that I didn't feel connected to them during the most pivotal moments. I didn't really feel it emotionally, even though the film obviously wanted me to. And while the humor is great, it might actually work to the movie's detriment at times. The characters occasionally react in such exaggerated, bizarre ways that it feels like it's only happening so the script can escalate into the next over-the-top funny sequence, and not because it actually makes sense for the characters we've been following up until that point. Sometimes it just gets bizarre for the sake of it being bizarre and entertaining, and it sacrifices depth and real emotional connection, which is a real shame. That ultimately kept me from having a profound emotional experience with this film. But from a broader societal perspective, it still has a lot to say. This angle really shines through the supporting cast, who are also fantastic. I was really glad to see Alana Haim again, she was great. Her character reacts to the whole situation in a very specific, telling way, and I'm super curious to see what people will have to say about her. This is going to be a conversation-sparking character. But most of the runtime is still focused on our two main leads, who are genuinely incredible, as I already mentioned. In the end, I just wished for more emotional and psychological depth, and maybe the pacing could be tighter at times, but overall, what a banger. It's just so great to go to the theater for original, audacious movies that just go for it. And in this case, a movie that is guaranteed to spark strong discussions. It's going to be very interesting to talk about this with people. And even if it's not perfectly balanced for me and not every single swing lands, I can't deny that it is a highly entertaining, intriguing and effective piece of cinema that is absolutely worth seeing. 2026 is really off to a great start already, so the drama, 4 out of 5. Anyway, I think that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate if you drop a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching and for all the overall support you guys are giving me. I mean, the Peaky Blinders video, have to mention it again. I genuinely appreciate it so much, and yeah, I guess now it's really it, so yeah, bye and have a good one.